Hello, everyone. Good evening. Uh, so I'm very excited. Welcome to all of you in this wonderful evening. This is a one of its kind call. I mean, this is first time ever happening that we have three international upline who have almost 100% stake in the country, and they have come together to address all of you. And very excited. Thank you, Rob, Jeff, and Alenia for being in this call. Uh, I am very excited, and this call is going to be amazing. But this shows their faith in India market. This shows their trust in you, the way you are building the business and the way you are growing your business, right? And these are the efforts shows us that how much potential you have and how far they can grow and what they can do to support all of you. So I'll thank all of you again. We have the captain of our ship also, Mr. Shishir Jha, who is the country head for For Life India. And I would request him to facilitate this call forward. So, Shishir sir, over to you.
Thank you so much, Vijay. And yes, I share this feeling. So, as looking at this screen, this indeed is for the first time that we have such a variety. So, you've got three of our most successful and most respected leaders who have their businesses all across the globe. So, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Rob. And thank you, Olinia, for joining us. It really feels great. We also have our pillars of success. I think the way India is growing, the way we have shown our results, we have got our India leaders on the screen, and it feels really great to have all of you on the screen, and you are there with your team. So I welcome all your team members on the screen. And we have some people who have not yet decided whether they'll work with For Life, but sure they want to understand and hear about what is happening in For Life. And I hope you get what you have come here for, because For Life is a very strong company, and especially in India, we have been growing year on year. We have been having one of our best phases when it comes to new people joining us. And looking at that, we made some business changes, and today's call is more about listening from our leaders. What is their perspective of these change, and how do they see their India business? Because as we just shared, between the three of them, almost 100% India business is here, and it'll be lovely to hear from you. So welcome again, Rob, Linia, and Jeff. Right. So, Rob, you have been visiting India very frequently now. I don't know, do you have a frequent flyer specifically for India or not? But I think most of the people, those who are on screen today, you have met them personally, you have interacted with them. And that's what we love about you, because an appliance value is the way he can connect with his people, and you have done that. So let me start this conversation with you, Rob. We would like to hear about your story. What helped you get into Full Life? How are you enjoying your stint here? And more specifically, how do you see India as something within your scheme of things? So, Rob, over to you.
Oh, thank you, Shishir. I appreciate that. And VJ and everyone in India, good to see you again. Yeah, I recognize a lot of faces on this Zoom call and a lot of names. And it's good to see you. It really is. And Jeff and Alini and I wanted to put together this call because we have and have had big plans for India and what we want to accomplish there, and what we want you to accomplish there. So obviously, you're a huge part of what we're doing in India for the next, well, end of the year and then on past that. So we'll get into that in a little bit here. But Shashir, you asked me about my background, and I'll tell the short version. But my father is Dr. Rob Robertson. We started our own company years ago. This is about 25, 26 years ago. And it was called Doctor's Nutrition System. And we had our own product line, and we were signing up some clinics and doctors, other doctors. But what we realized pretty quickly is that we didn't have that one amazing product that made us stand out in the marketplace. And we went searching for that type of product. And somehow, I really don't know, it was just fate, really. We came across transfer factor in some medical literature, learned about it, um, found out the story of transfer factor, and saw what it could do. And we knew at that point we were going to sell transfer factor, but we had to do it with 4Life Research because David Lisenby had already wrapped up the rights to transfer factor worldwide. So what we did is we sold our company really quickly and joined 4Life because we knew where 4Life was going. Even at the very beginning, we knew exactly the success that this company would have and that we wanted to be a part of it. So here we are 25, 26 years later, and we're still part of that success. And you all on this call are part of that success. And we're never quite satisfied though, right? We want to keep growing and keep building our business. For Jeff and Alinea and I, today's actually a holiday in the US. It's Memorial Day. Most people are at the beach or a picnic or the lake or somewhere, but we're right where we want to be, which is talking to you about 4Life and our plans with you. So we don't take a lot of days off, but we don't want to take a lot of days off because we believe so much in what we do here at this company. I think that's good enough on my background, Shishir. But the real reason I'm here and we're all here is because we believe so much in the potential of India. And if you look across the world at all the markets that 4Life is in, we're doing well in many, many markets, pretty much all of them. But if you look at potential, like our room for growth, that place is India. And I identified that pretty quickly when I started learning about India and met Shishir and Vijay and many of you on my travels over there. And I feel even more strongly about that today, that if there's one place we can expand our company and help more people with our product line, it is in India. And that's why I'm so invested in it and why I will continue to be so invested in your success. And the more help you need from me, the more help I can give you, right? The more we're growing India, the more support we can include in India's growth. So that's exactly why I'm here. That's why I've been there twice in the last 15 months and got to meet so many of you and got to see so many amazing things in India, which my wife Ashley and I will never, ever forget. It'll be part of our memories forever. And we'll be back again because we like coming to India that much. So we're going to talk about some of the new things here in a little bit about the comp plan and enhancements. But that's basically my background. And while we're here, and many of us already talk, almost on a daily or weekly or daily basis. Anyway, but I look forward to doing that with more of you as we grow this company. So, Shishir, I'll turn it back over to you now.
Thank you so much, Rob. You coming here has been a game changer for us. So the kind of confidence you have given to the field, the way you work with your team, and as you said, we are talking either you with us or you with your people almost on a daily basis, and that is what is important in direct selling business. That as upline, are you holding the hand? And with you, I think we are so proud of you, Rob, because you're also the second generation. Right? Dr. Rob Robertson is a legacy that we have. We all love him so much, and you picking up the threads and you building the business in this manner. I think it's a matter of pride for all of us. And thank you for doing what you're doing, Rob. Uh, you did talk about you having the passion to spend your free time talking to your downlines, team members, and 4Life India. I think this also reflects that how much you love the business and how much you love India. So thank you so much, and I am sure we'll make you proud, Rob. We are growing at a fast pace. Now let me turn over to Jeff. Jeff Altgilbers, the person who's respected by everybody around the world, not only in Full Drive but also in the industry. Jeff, you have been one of the top earners of the industry. we respect you for your work ethics. I mean, we have interacted with you. I think me and Vijay have had several meetings with you, and I love you for your sharpness. I love you for the fact that it seems as if you begin with the end in your mind, right? You already have a plan in place for everything that we are talking, and that'll be something that I'll be looking at hearing from you in this meeting, Jeff. But we do want to hear your story. How did you get engaged with For Life? And then what do you think somebody should do in first 90 days? How did you manage your first 90 days? And when did that happen? So, Jeff, if you can share your thoughts.
Okay. And thanks for your message, Rob. Love you, man. And love your dad. You know, he means a lot to me. It was your father that was the reason why I joined For Life, you know. And so going back, I was in about, I think I went through 9 different network marketing companies, a lot of startup companies. And with the belief that if you get in early, you're going to make a ton of money, right? So I got in all those ground floor opportunities that never got off the ground or never stayed around. And then I said, okay, obviously I've got to learn this business a little better and look, you know, and have a different criteria of what really is an opportunity. And so then, but I was sort of burned out at that time, actually pretty burned out, because the last company I was in was sold. It was a company called Enrich, and it became Unicity. They took Rexall Showcase, a network marketing company, and they took Enrich, combined it together, called it Unicity. And then they just, they ruined the compensation. It was a lot of trouble. And so I said, oh my gosh, you know, I have zero faith in network marketing. That's where my mind was at that time. Because after going through so many companies, I said, and then finally I got a phone call about this, and I didn't even answer the message. It was on my answering machine. If any of you don't understand what an answering machine is, just Google it. But anyway, we didn't have voicemail back then. Anyway, and so, but I didn't call him back. And then this hippie kid that I knew, we never worked together, always in different companies. I heard he joined For Life, so I called him up. I said, hey, Mark, are you going to do For Life? He said, yeah, I'm going to do it. You want to do it? I said, no. What is it? I mean, your product has got a weird name, Transfer Factor. What is that? He said, I don't know. I just signed up yesterday. He said, but there's this 800 number you can call to listen, just a listen line, where this man, Dr. Rob Robertson, in 5 minutes explains it. And I said, okay, give me the number. And so I called it and I listened to it. And I called him back. I said, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I mean, Rob's message resonated with me. And I got on some conference calls and I heard some incredible stories of people going through health crisis, you know, different things in their life and how the product turned around. I said, okay, they're not lying. This is the real deal. And it's so different because it's not an herb. It's not a vitamin. It's not a mineral like everybody else is selling out there. They're all selling the same thing. This is so different. And, but I still had that I guess that fear that this is just going to be another one of those, just like the other companies I went through. And so he said to me, he said, are you ready to get started? I said, no, I'm going to go paint my house. Because my house was built in the year 1860. It had the pillars out front. It was one of those old houses anyway. And anyway, I'm out there painting, and all I can think of is I hate network marketing. All these owners are dogs. We build it, they destroy it. And I said that 1,000 times, you know, just painting, thinking about it. Real positive stuff. And finally, Mark turns me over to Dave Daughtry, who's platinum in For Life. He says, you follow Jeff up, okay? And so he calls me and says, hey, Jeff, you ready to get started? And I said, I'm painting my house now. He said, well, how long are you going to be painting it? I said, it's a big house. And so he goes back to Mark, says, I don't think he's going to do it. He said, no, he's going to do it. He's just angry. Follow him up. And so he followed me up, and then finally he called me New Year's Eve and said, "Are you going to do this?" And I said, "Dave, tomorrow is my go. Okay, tomorrow." I said, "New Year's Day is when I begin." And then I remember going up in my room, and if some of you have never seen this before, but maybe some of you have, a picture of me at a desk looking sort of dazed, and I got a cat on the desk, and I'm looking at my notes. That was my beginning. And I just thought to myself, I can't believe I'm going to do this again. This is crazy. And because I could not bring over a team, because all my people had already scattered from the previous company, already scattered, and starting all over again. And so I said, okay. And this gets into your question about the 90-day. So I understood that anytime you want to get a business really moving, you should do a 90-day run. If you're just starting with For Life, you should do a 90-day run. If you've been in For Life for a few years and your business has plateaued, you should do a 90-day run. And if your circumstances don't permit it, okay, then do what you can. Even if it's a 30-day, all out, massive action, I'm focused. When somebody calls me to talk about another company, no, I don't give them my time. I don't. I'm polite. I'll say, and I got that. In my 90-day run, people call me, "Hey, Jeff, I got something. I'm in it. It is ground floor. It is second to none. It's a compensation plan that nobody ever created before." All this bull crap hype we always hear all the time, right? And I'd say, no, hey, stop. I'd say, I can't listen to you now. I cannot. I said, you can't get anywhere without being focused, right? They'd say, yeah, well, I'm focused. So I wish you well. And we'll circle back, maybe. Give me 3 months and we'll circle back and I'll share with you what I'm doing, okay? But right now, if I give you my time, I'm stealing from my team because they deserve my time. And so anyway, that's it. I'd always shut it down. But I always said that every day I went from 8 to faint. That is 8 in the morning till I faint, 8 to faint. Because again, success loves speed. People attract to energy. If we are slow in our speech, slow in our presentations, slow in our activity, and we have no targets, we're never going to be successful in this. And just look at it like I look at it like the shuttle, the space shuttle. It exhausts, it'll use up 90% of its fuel just to escape gravity. And gravity is what pulls us back. Gravity in network marketing is giving our time to things we shouldn't be giving our time to. Being distracted, listening to other people about their opportunities. No, I'm not going to do that. I've already found this. I've already saddled the horse. This is the horse. And I'm going to stay on this horse. But once that shuttle escapes gravity, then it can fly. It needs very little fuel. And so that's very important when you're trying to create something great. You want to be successful in network marketing. You got to go out, all out, massive action. Massive action gets massive results. So in 90 days, that's what I did. And in 90 days, I personally enrolled 27 people, and I had a new team of 800 in my downline. That forever changed my life. And keep in mind, these 800 people were men and women who had jobs and families. They were part-time. They were not successful network marketers by any means. But I hit the top of the compensation plan, and the company called me and said, "Hey, did you know you just went to the top?" I said, "I did?" Because back then we didn't have online reports. I didn't know. And but here's the thing. Did I go through disappointments? Was everything easy after that? No. I can tell you that the leaders in my biggest leg left and went after the money games. And today they're nowhere. But they went after the money games. And then I had a choice. I said, do I quit or do I continue? I said, this is the question I asked myself. Did everybody quit in that leg? Well, the answer was no. I went into that leg, started calling people I didn't know. One woman said, I don't care what my client does. I didn't join for them. I joined because I love this product. Well, that woman went gold. She went go. And so that's what I did. I started working down in my team, getting to know people better. And we built that thing from the bottom up, and working with different leaders. But that 90 days, again, had I not done that 90-day run, I would have never had the success I had. Again, it's like the shuttle. You got to escape gravity. And that's what I wanted to do. And then 90 days helped me to escape that gravity. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jeff. So I was trying to take down notes, but after a while, I got so much immersed in your story. Because what happened with you, Jeff, happens with all of us, right? You started with confusion. You started with choice. You started with saying no to direct selling. But then there was somebody who could, in 5 minutes, explain you what core life is, and he attracted you. So a lot of times we take hours and hours to explain the business, but what impacts is it can be a 5 minute speech, and that happened with you. And I have seen that picture with you and the cat, and you look as smart, if not better, Jeff, than in those pictures, right? So, and what have you made out of that 90-day run, right? I love when you say there is gravity and there is a speed that you have to maintain till the time you break that gravity. So, a lot of us get entangled with so many things in the first 90 days that we lose out on momentum. But thank you so much for sharing that, Jeff. I think that's a wonderful thought. And everybody, whether I may be at any stage of the business, but giving that 90 days to move up the level, to join the business, that becomes very important. But I can tell you that if we had this program that I am going to talk about at the time when you joined the business, you would have broken gravity much faster, much quicker, and much higher. And I'm talking about the Fast Start program. I think this is what the focus of the company has gone to, and maybe people like you have influenced the company to uh, to give something for the first 90 days, for the first year. And this program has been so successful that maybe for the first time, our founder David Lisenby has thrown a personal challenge, right? So I want to hear from you, what do you make out of the First Start program, and do you think India is in a position to win this competition, to win this challenge? You're on mute, Jeff.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's right. I mean, you have something much nicer than what I had when I started, because we really didn't have much. We just had a brochure on this product called Transfer Factor. And, but, you know, so all the perks that we have in this 90-day challenge, this run, man, the perks in that are quite huge, because you can get $40,000 more compensation. And how you achieve that is by scaling the ranks in the compensation plan. And every time you hit a new rank, you get a bonus. We didn't get that back then. You know, hey, the compensation plan paid out enough anyway, to tell you the truth. We weren't complaining. We thought it was a great plan. Keep in mind, the companies I had been in before were either binary. Most of them were binary and a few generationals. But the fact is, they really didn't pay out that much. And so when I saw the plan that 4Life had, I said, wow, this is powerful. But now when you look at these bonuses that you're getting, oh man, that is incredible. And the challenge, or the bonus to get to go to David Lisenby's ranch in Wyoming, I didn't get that invitation. So I'm a little jealous about that. Platinums and Platinums Elites don't get that invitation. So I don't know, I'm going to send David an email. It's not fair. But anyway, it's funny. I woke up this morning, looked at a message from a woman in Brazil, and she had to go through some medical operations, and she had downtime, and she's a very good leader, but she hadn't had her moment to really get started with 4Life. And now she did. And I mean, in 1 month, I mean, now she's gone Diamond Elite. And she said, Jeff, I'm going to that ranch. I'm going to win that contest. So I'd say to all of you in India, there's so much potential in your country, so much potential. What you lack is good companies. Okay. 4Life is a great company and you have a great opportunity. Nobody has transfer factor. Nobody has this. The other companies are selling vitamins, herbs, minerals, or oils, whatever, things that many companies sell. This is a very unique company with a unique product, with a niche product, and it has real science behind it, real results. So I'd say to anybody that all of you in India, I would run with this like a crazy madman. I would, because here's the thing. We do things out of inspiration or desperation. Either gets it done. In my case, I was pretty desperate. In other words, I asked myself, where do you want to be 5 years from now? Where do you want to be when you get to 60 years old, let's say? I thought about that. And I said, based on your present circumstances, if these were your circumstances when you get to 60, how are you going to feel about it? I thought, I'm not going to feel good about it at all. Well, do something about it now before you get there. That's what you got to do. And that's what made me get so, moving, because I said, when I get to that age, I said, I don't want to struggle. I want to have everything in place. I want to enjoy my life. And the fact is, I enjoyed all these years with 4Life, the 26 years that I've been with 4Life. When you look at the travel, the 5-star reward trips that they give us, they've taken us around the world. They paid for it. They treated us well. I've seen so much of the world because of 4Life. I met my wife in a different country, in Taiwan, when I was working 4Life over there. I didn't even understand Chinese, and went over there and met her. We got married. We had a family together. So, so one of the perks is, if you're single, you might find a wife in 4Life. But anyway, that's one of the perks. Okay, but there's a lot of perks, and so I'm just saying, for those of you in India, get excited about your future. Think about your future based on your present circumstances right now. Is this where you want to be when you get to 60 years old? Now I'm 68. And I'm still, going strong. But do I have a life? Yes. I play, I have fun, I wake up, I do what I want to do. After this call, I'll probably be doing something with the kids, maybe going shooting balls, do whatever I want to do. Or if you see my drums in the back, maybe I'll just go work out for a little bit. Okay. So I do what I want to do. 4Life will give you that life. Okay. I'm going to shut up after that now.
Thanks, Jeff. And yeah, you're so right, because and that is your quality, Jeff, which I spoke about, that you always have the end in mind when you're starting something. Because if you can think long term, you definitely will take actions. And that's what you have done. And you have done so brilliantly there. Talking about 4Life, I think this is a sign of a progressive company, because we take pride in the fact that we have not changed our compensation plan, right? Today, if you look at what is happening around the world, there are companies who change compensation plan at the drop of a hat. So we have maintained our fundamentals and we have kept adding to it. And Fast Start program is one such example where we have shown progression. We have shown that yes, we are doing great, but we can do much better. And anybody who's willing to do that will support you. So moving on from there, and while we are on the topic of progression, let me move over to Rob. Rob, you have seen India, right? And you have well traveled. You have met people in India, and when I talk of progression, what we have done recently is, again, to share that trust and to share that belief that India has a huge potential, right? We have made some basic changes in the plan, not changes, the enhancements, right? The plan remains the same. We have enhanced the plan to make it more easier for people to join us, to take a decision to work the For Life business and start earning the income, start enjoying the business as soon as possible. So some of those changes are like the change which has happened globally in the loyalty program, where you can now choose your own products. We have taken it up a bit higher, where we say all orders that you place between 1st and 19th, you get a loyalty credit points for that. And that is to influence the people who have just started to spend little money multiple times in a month till 19th and still get the loyalty credit points. We have worked with rapid rewards, and I think that's a good way to give initial monies to people as they are starting off, because they'll need to invest that money in business. So rapid reward is a change. And in India, we have also lowered our activation to 50 LP from 100 LP. And that is to ensure that more and more people participate in the plan and they start earning money from the compensation plan. So I wanted to ask you, what are your views on these changes that have happened globally, and also the changes that we have done specifically for India? So what will be your point of view, and how do you want your team in India, and how do you want all of us to work around these changes?
Yeah, okay. I'll be happy to talk about that, Shishir. Jeff, I really enjoyed you talking about the old days, because things have changed a lot in For Life. Not our products, but just the way we used to do things and the way we had to do things. We didn't have much choice back then. But yeah, that was fun to listen to. Yeah, Shashir, the first thing I notice about what you have put in place and what For Life Corporate has put in place for India is that, and this almost never happens, nothing was taken away, but a whole bunch of things were added that are beneficial to us, the distributors, right? The affiliates, and even the customers. So yeah, it's very rare for a company to make additions and basically, compensate us in more ways and in better ways, and not take anything away. But that's exactly what happened when you announced these new promotions and enhancements for this, just started this month, right? And we're about 30 days in, not quite 30 days into the 90-day challenge. So let's talk about each of them real quickly. The 50 LP. So I get this one right now. When we're approaching someone, if you have someone who's a really big business builder, they're going to want to do the fast start, right? I mean, that's just, they're going to want to take advantage of that program. And so they're going to want to join with the 400 LP as a fast start participant. So that's option number one. And the really serious people will be very interested in that. Now, option number two would be 150 LP. So you get all the bonuses, and you can, eligible for the builder bonus and eligible for the bonus points. That's option two. But we understand that not every single person can come in at those two levels. There's some people who would love to be a part of who we are and what we do, but at least initially they need to come in at a level that they can make reality, right? That they can actually come in. So this 50 LP option allows people that are in that situation, and that's not just India. There are people all over the world who would love to participate in that, but of course we don't have that here in the US. So it's not an option for us, but it is an option for India, which is great, because now people can start with For Life and then work their way up into whatever they want to be, but at least they can get their foot in the door, right? So yeah, I'm really excited to see what that does for people in India as far as our participation. I think it will only help. Of course, Fast Start is still our main promotion. And somebody please tell me this. Why in the world would India not win the David Lisenby Fast Start Challenge? And I mean by a lot, right? By a long shot. I can't figure out how we're not going to win that, but you're going to have to really put some effort into it, right? We have all the advantages, though, to win that contest. And when I say win that contest, that means David comes to India and visits, and then people get to go out to dinner with him. I think it's the top 20, 21 affiliates get to do that. And then someone gets to go all the way back to his ranch. And as Jeff said, we're not invited. I didn't even know he had a ranch, to be honest with you. But you can win yourself a trip to see his ranch in Wyoming, which I've seen a few pictures now. An amazing, amazing looking place. Let's win that challenge, right? I mean, we're in the middle of our 90 days right now. Let's just win that for Asia, and so the India can get all the benefits of that. That's one of my main goals for For Life India, and I really hope it's yours too. And I'm going to keep talking about that until we win this contest. The other things that Shishir and corporate have done with um, the Great Escape, and we have some rapid rewards enhancements, and a couple things that new ways to qualify. These are all things that are specific to India, and I wish we had these things too, but India is the one that is leading on this, and so India gets to do it at least first, and the only people doing it in my groups right now, as far as some of these enhancements, are all in India. So it's amazing what we have in place right now. Now, here's the thing about promotions and enhancements. They don't have to last forever. It's important we take advantage of them right now while they're in place to grow our businesses, right? I'm not saying they're going to go away, but you just don't know. Things change. Any company keeps doing what is working, and then may change things that aren't having as big effect, that they don't have as big effect on sales. So while they're all in place, which we know they'll be for the rest of this year, really important that we take advantage of all of them. And anything you need as far as help that I can provide you within reason, of course. But I'm pretty wide open to any support I can give you. I've offered to do so many Zooms and three-way calls, and I think people should be taking me up on that more, even now. But any support I can give you to get you where you want to go in this next phase of for the rest of this year with this Fast Start Getaway and the 90-day challenge, that's why I'm here. My focus is completely on India right now. I mean, the U.S. obviously I have a big team here too, but they don't, I help them anytime they ask me, but they know what they're doing too, right? So I can go and spend more time with India because they can kind of take care of themselves. They can take care of themselves. So please reach out to me even more than you already do, and let me know what you want to accomplish this year, and then we'll go out and accomplish it together. I can promise you that. All right, I'll turn it back to you, Shishir.
Sure. Thank you, Rob, and thanks for those insights. And you're right, because what I have seen is a lot of times when an organization gives you a new thing, something is taken off. But in our case, we have ensured that our fundamentals are not touched, our basic compensation is not touched, and how we can make it even more sweeter for people not only to join us, but be successful in For Life India business. And uh, Jeff, talking about the enhancements, the things that Rob spoke about was more for the people at foundation level, because that is where you can multiply more easily. You have to get more people in. We understand that everybody has a wallet size. So if I am into For Life India business, uh, beginning of the month, I decide, okay, I'll spend 3,000 rupees for this business every month. And with our loyalty changes, where we are giving loyalty credit points from 1st to 19th, we have just helped people to rotate that 3,000 rupees multiple times, because now they can place multiple orders between 1st and 19th. So these are certain things we have done for the base, I'd say, people who are starting new, people who have started building the business. But at the same time, we have done a couple of very, very critical things for people who are the leaders and who are seriously building the business. One such thing is now we have more than one way to qualify as a presidential elite, and bronze. And of course, talking about the Great Escape, this is the first time we have pre-announced a location, right? Because we never do that. So people generally qualify and then they go to Great Escapes. But this time we have said anybody who qualifies between May and December gets to go to not a Asia destination, but they'll be traveling with the affiliates of Europe, our fastest growing region, to a destination that will be in Europe. So, what would be your take and your message to the field when it comes to building business at the top and using these advantages?
Well, I mean, when you look at, as you mentioned, presidential elite, bronze elite, the 3-level volume is half what it was, right? So it's very reachable, very reachable. And we have tested this plan before in South Korea, and it's been very successful because South Korea is probably one of our top countries in for life. So it's worked very well. So we know it will work very well in India. So that's the thing that here's the thing, come into this, start running your business. If you haven't, think big, plan big, play big. Don't think small. And when somebody tells me, well, I don't have the money to get started, well, I'm the wrong guy to say that to, okay? Because I can tell you I can remember when I decided to throw myself professionally into network marketing was back in March of 1993. In March of 1993, I was bankrupt, broke. The company I lost my major accounts. I had no money to get started. So if you would have looked at me, you would say, well, he's not a very good prospect because he's broke, right? No, what I did was what Tony Robbins says to do. When you do not have resources, become resourceful. And so I thought, okay, I don't have the money. So how do I get started? And I looked out in my driveway and I saw the only thing left from my bankrupt company was a junk truck. And I said, that's it. That's my ticket out of here, the junk truck. And I called the junkyard man. He came down and said, I'll give you $400. I said, take it. And I put $200 in the grocery so I'd have some food in the house. And I started my business with $200. $200. So you leaders out there, when somebody says they don't have any money, just like I had a woman one time call me and she said, I want to get started, but I don't have any money. I said, okay, what's the problem? She said, I just told you I don't have any money. I said, I'm missing something, but what's the problem? She said, what's wrong with you? I just told you what the problem is. I don't have any money. I said, no, that's your excuse. Now, let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is that you have a disempowered belief that you can't do this because you don't have money. I had to sell junk to get started. Would you sell junk to get started? Would you call a relative and borrow some money to get started? So I'm telling you, leaders, don't lowball this. When it comes to the fast start and how we start people, if people are really, there's two things you're looking for. People that are hungry and they're ready. That's the only thing you're looking for. If they're hungry and if they're ready. Now, if they say, well, yeah, in a year from now, well, that's not ready and they're not hungry enough. Okay. But if they are hungry and ready and they really want to change their life, then they're going to come up with the money to get started on the fast start. So don't accept these excuses that I don't have the money. I never accept that. Never. Now, I understand if they don't have any junk, if they don't have any relatives to get some money from to get started, then okay, fine. All I want them to do is get started. I'll say, make a list and let's start running together. You know, let's set a goal. And so, that's important because first of all, a lot of people don't have belief in themselves. They don't have faith in themselves. And if they've never made money in network marketing, they have very weak faith that this is going to work. They got to borrow that strength from you, but that's up to you because you got to have that kind of influence with them, give them that courage that, yeah, you can succeed. And so when you look at these changes, yeah, now that you could hit these ranks, presidential elite, bronze elite. Here's the other thing. How does that affect you if your goal is to be, let's say, a silver? If you want to be a silver, you're going to need 3 presidential elites, right? A minimum, okay? Wow, it's a lot easier to create those presidential elites now than it ever was. How many silvers can we get out of the country of India? in the next 90 days. You can do it. I know you can do it. So I'm excited about these changes. I am.
Sure, Jeff, and thank you for that assurance because all of us are excited. And I'm sure we'll do our best in the 90 days and months and years to come to make For Life a formidable force in India. We have been giving good careers, good products, and a good compensation plan to the country, and will continue doing that. I picked up three words from what you said: think big, plan big, but most importantly, play big.
Mm.
So unless we get into the field and start playing, everything remains on the drawing board, and then we wonder why we are not successful. But I think with your inspiration and with your sharing of stories, people would understand that not necessary that you'll have all the resources all the time, but how can you pick up the best from what is available and fulfill your dreams? That is all about being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs never come with, I mean, they never come with silver spoon. Entrepreneurs are born out of challenges, and I think direct selling is the best form of entrepreneurship. So thank you for your thoughts, Jeff. So we have spoken about the changes. We have spoken about how India is going to deliver in future. But now let me turn the mic over to Rob to ask for his vision for India and any message that you want to give to everybody who's listening to us. Uh, कुछ लोग यहाँ पर सुन रहे हैं जो जिन्होंने रिक्वेस्ट किया था ट्रांसलेशन का। अ, इस कॉल के मतलब जब ये कॉल हम समराइज कर रहे होंगे तो डेफिनेटली हम हिंदी में उसको समराइज करेंगे, बट फॉर द कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ मोमेंटम वी हैव ट्राइड टू स्टिक टू इंग्लिश, बट एज वी क्लोज विल डेफिनेटली बी समराइजिंग इट. So, Rob, over to you. Your thoughts and your vision for India.
Yeah, thank you, Shishir. Yeah, I'm off mute there. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on India. I spent a lot of time thinking about India because I tend to kind of get obsessed with things that I want to focus on, right? And India is certainly one of those things. And Jeff and I talk a lot about it as well because we are at the same mind that we know the absolute, not only just potential, but how great India will be once we start to get to working with you and realize what you want to accomplish individually and as a huge team. So yeah, I spend a lot of time of my free time not only thinking about For Life, but specifically For Life India. So I do want to say one thing before, and I'll continue this. I want to tell you the story that built my team, all right, which is the transfer factor story. Absolutely built my group and my father's group as well. And I'm going to tell you, I still use this to this day, and you can use it too if you'd like, but I'll give you the quick version. I tell people when they ask me what transfer factor is or what I do, I say, well, let me explain to you this one. It all begins at birth, right? When we're still in our mother's womb, we are in a very safe and protected environment. And it stays that way until the moment we are born. And then we go from a safe, protected environment to a very hostile world full of potential health threats, right? Full of health threats. So that changes the moment we come into this world. But nature has developed an amazing system to solve this problem for the mother and the child. And that system is for the mother to pass her immune intelligence to her newborn. And when she passes her immune intelligence and knowledge and experience to her newborn's immune system is now able to react and adapt and is strong enough to allow that newborn to not only survive, but to start to thrive in this new world that we all come into, right? So that's the first part of it. The second part is what if we could continue this process? The mother only passes the transfer factor along, this amazing molecule, along through colostrum for about the first week. What if we could continue this mother's gift and what is really nature's first supplement, not just for the first week after birth, but for a lifetime? And through the foresight and the development And the amazing research team at For Life, we have For Life Research transfer factor can do that. And that's what we're talking about here, right? And when you tell people that story that way, it really does get their attention. And it lets people know how unique we are in the marketplace. I mean, there is nothing like transfer factor. And I've been doing this 26 years, and I've still never seen anything that can scientifically stack up the transfer factor or come anywhere close to doing what it does for our bodies on a daily basis. So that's my story, first of all, and feel free to use it in any way you'd like. Yeah, so we have that huge advantage in that we have that story. And have I ever heard a more convincing story from any other company? I have not. And I've heard a lot of stories, believe me. We have all of the compensation plan before the changes was probably the best one in the industry, right? Arguably the best one. I think definitely the best one, but there's a lot of compensation plans out there. I haven't seen them all. But with the changes, it got even better, right? So not only do we have the product side covered, we have the business side covered as well. And, when we were telling our story about transfer factor at the beginning of this company, the transfer factor story is even more powerful today because of all the improvements that have been made in transfer factor and the targeted line specifically. So we even get better results today than we even got back then. So, and we got great results from day one. So, yeah, as far as being the right time to do this, I mean, yeah, as Jeff and I have talked before, yeah, we didn't have any of these things really back then. We had a strong compensation plan, but none of the enhancements that have been added. And we had the original transfer factor bottle. That's what we had, just transfer factor plain. And now we've developed more and more and more and more different ways to get this product out there. Yeah, I've got a personal challenge, and then we'll wrap up the call, or at least our part of it. Personal challenge to each of you. Like I'm just going to start setting goals for everybody on this call. I want you in the next 3 months, 3 to 4 months, to either double your volume or up rank, or hopefully both, right? So if you're a diamond right now, we got to get you to Diamond Elite. If you're a Diamond Elite, Presidential, and so on. And there's really no reason we can't double the volume. It's 3, 4, 5 months is a long time in what we do. You have plenty of time. That's plenty of time to accomplish whatever you want. It takes just a couple of people and a little bit of momentum to explode your team, right? That's all it takes. And it will take new people. I mean, generally speaking, we're going to have to find some new people. But it's not going to take that many people once you get a few good people. You know what I mean? You just need a couple leaders that will start spreading the word about what we do. So, yeah, let's just set that goal, either up rank or double or both in this next 3 to 4 month period. Let's win the David Lisby Fast Start Challenge. Let's 100% do that. There's no reason India shouldn't dominate that contest in Asia. I'd love to see everyone on this call make the great escape. And let me say this: the For Life corporate conference was this past month. So my good friend Chris Gupta, who I see on the call, how you doing there, Chris? He made the effort to come all the way to the United States to that to our corporate conference. We had a great time. A few other leaders from India came as well. And then Chris was able to come to Nashville to see me, which we had the greatest time. So we had a small group of Indian leaders there. We should have 50 to 100 people there minimum every single year. And I know the visa requirement that can be a problem sometimes, and it's not as easy as it should be to get to the U.S., but we should have 50 to 100 bronze and above leaders every single year in Salt Lake City, or every 18 months when we do these conferences. So I certainly want you, if we're going to double your size and get you to the rank you want, also start including our planning for your visit to Salt Lake City about 1.5 years from now, because I would love to see you there and get to spend some time with you. So let's start setting goals. I mean, I've thrown some out there for you. I hope you take mine, but set your own personally. And yeah, Jeff and I will be here to help anybody accomplish anything they want to do in our amazing company. And that's what we're going to dedicate ourselves to. So thank you all for allowing us this time today. And we'll be doing some more Zoom calls, I can promise you that, to see what we can do to help with For Life India's growth and prosperity in the future. So thank you, everyone.
Sure. Thank you, Rob. Thank you for this, for that confidence and your assurance. Now, let me move over to Jeff for his final comments and his vision for what India can do in this space.
And thanks, Rob. And for those of you that don't know this, Rob is my upline. Okay. So we all work together as a team. He's an incredible upline. And of course, his father also is an incredible upline. He's my inspiration. So, yeah, so, I have a lot of a vision of what you're capable of doing and what you're going to do might be different. I want you to believe in yourself, and the past doesn't equal the future. I mean, if I had to base my future on the past many years ago, I wouldn't have done anything. And I can tell you the turning point, and I have this in a frame, by the way. I remember when I was bankrupt, broke, and I remember going down to the unemployment office. That's when you don't have a job, right? And I'm filling out a form to get a job. And something to supplement while I was building my business. What I didn't know was I was 7 months away from the turning point. I didn't know that. And I still have that card today, my unemployment card that I filled out. And, but what happened, and what I mean by the turning point is when you're about to quit, the right person walks into your life. That's the turning point. And I was very down. I'm broke. I'm applying for unemployment, trying to find some work. Meanwhile, try to get my business going. But what I didn't know, when I looked at the date of that card, 7 months later, a woman walked into my life. And she was an incredible leader. I was consistently searching, consistently prospecting. And if you're consistently doing these things, you're going to find the right people. You might be 1 month away from your turning point. You might be 6 months. It really doesn't matter. The point is, if you persist, you will succeed. That's the important thing. If you persist, you will find that leader or those leaders that are going to change everything. But understand this, you can't do that retailing your way there. Nobody ever got wealthy in network marketing retailing. There's nothing wrong with retailing. But if that's where we spend most of our time and we're not prospecting people, then you're not going to be successful. Why is that? I mean, think about this. You know the McDonald's story, right? McDonald Brothers, how it became great, McDonald's, okay? World's #1 franchise. It wasn't because of the McDonald brothers. It was because of Ray Kroc, the guy that sold the milkshake machines to McDonald Brothers. And when he told them, he said, hey, I got an idea. What if we took what you have and make it into a model? Instead of focusing on selling burgers, why not sell this thing called a franchise? And they're like, I don't know. I make money selling burgers. I think we'll stick with it. If you make money off my name, go ahead. Well, he's the one that became wealthy, not the McDonald brothers. So my philosophy has always been, sell the franchise, don't sell the burger. Sell the franchise, don't sell the burger. Why? Because if you have a franchise, you're going to sell a lot of burgers. If I recruit leaders who recruit leaders, they're going to move a lot of product. In my network, I don't know, I haven't looked at the numbers lately. I remember 1 month during the pandemic, my team volume went up $10 million in 1 month. It was crazy. I could never do it. Even me, could sell a couple of $100 in a month, maybe. But am I going to get wealthy doing that? No. So I understood, sell the business model and you're going to move a lot of product. And every person you sponsor is that model. Every person you sponsor is that franchise. And I say, why not push it strong now? Push it very strong now. Let's show For Life how great you are. And let's plan our next convention in India. I agree with Rob. We want you to come to the US. Sometimes you have visa issues. But what I want to see it in India. And by the way, I'll be in the Philippines. I believe it's June 28th, is it? I don't know, Linnea, you can correct me on that. For the Philippines convention, I'm flying to the Philippines. And I say to any of you leaders that are in India, if you want to come to that convention, I'm going to do a day training on Friday, a very impactful training. I've already got my outline prepared, what I'm going to do, but I invite you to come over. It's not that far from you. And probably wouldn't be hard to come over to India, or excuse me, the Philippines, I mean. But if you could do that, I know it's something you would enjoy. But I look forward to having a convention in India. I say, let's just show For Life what you guys are really capable of. And then what we do is we take these new enhancements that Shishir and Vijay and so many in the office have worked hard putting together, these enhancements in the plan. Let's run with those enhancements. They're making it easier now to build than ever. Let's really push this. And then I look forward to, as Rob mentioned, to being on. We want to continue doing these Zoom calls to support you, share value to you, help you be successful. India is capable of being one of the leading countries in network marketing in the world. And we know you guys are capable of doing it. So just do it. We believe in you. Those are my thoughts.
Thank you, Jeff. And so much empowerment, right? And that's what I could make from your speech, that when somebody like you has trust in the field, in your leaders, and the possibilities that we have in India, that gives us a lot of power, right? And you're so right that this business is about getting like-minded people into my team and working alongside me. So we use a term in India which is called build business rather than doing transactions, because you can do as many transactions in a day, but once you start building the business, enrolling more people who are leaders, then your 24 hours are being multiplied into business building. So sell more franchisees than burgers. I mean, that's a wonderful take on what the situation has to be. I had fun hosting both of you, and see the way you are interacting, Jeff and Rob. This talks about value of For Life, right? You have people from both your teams in the same call, and both of you work like partners in this call. And I know that you are doing the same in your business. And I think that's a very big plus that For Life has, that we have leaders like you. So thank you so much for joining the call. And I should now hand over the mic back to Vijay to take it on from here. We know we have some leaders who would like to share their thoughts as well. So Vijay, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jeff, Rob. Inspiring. I mean, lots of stories for me to follow, lots of stories to share with the leaders. But I think we can't just uh, cannot share it in Hindi, because there are so many messages, so many points you both have shared. I think I need to translate a few things in Hindi, so people could understand who have this barrier to not to understand English. So allow me to speak in Hindi for a while, where I could, share your messages and beautiful stories which you have shared. So मैं हिंदी में बात करना चाहूंगा उन लोगों से, उन लीडर से जिन्हें थोड़ा चैलेंज हुआ समझने में. सो शुरुआत की थी रॉब ने एक बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट के साथ. आज यूएस में छुट्टी है दोस्तों, और सारी जो यूएस की जनता है वो बीच में और वो लेक्स पे अपनी फैमिली के साथ हॉलीडे मना रही है. और रॉब, जेफ और ओलेनिया ये आपके साथ हैं यहाँ पे, बिकॉज आप उनकी फैमिली हैं. एंड ही सेड दैट हमें वहाँ होना है जहां हमें होना चाहिए। दैट मीन्स दे आर वेरी श्योर दैट यू आर प्रायोरिटी। आप लोग रॉब, जेफ और अलेनिया की प्रायोरिटी हैं, और आप लोगों के साथ उन्हें टाइम स्पेंड करना है और ये मैसेज देना था कि आप कितने जरूरी हैं उनके लिए। सो अब मैं शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूंगा उनका कि ये उनकी सोच है। रॉब ने शुरुआत किया कि इंडिया में कितना स्कोप है ग्रोथ का और किस तरह से इंडिया आगे बढ़ सकता है। उन्होंने एक स्टेटमेंट यूज किया रॉब ने कि द मोर यू ग्रो द मोर वी सपोर्ट। जितना आप ग्रो करेंगे उतना वो सपोर्ट करेंगे आपको। आई लव दैट स्टेटमेंट रॉब। एंड या अब हम पे है कि हम कितना ग्रो करना चाहते हैं। जब शिशिर सर ने रॉब से पूछा कि जो अनाउंसमेंट्स हुई हैं उनके बारे में आप क्या सोचते हैं, जो इंडिया में हम लोगों ने अनाउंसमेंट्स की हैं, एंड रॉब ने कहा ये वर्ल्ड में कहीं नहीं हुआ है, ये सिर्फ इंडिया में हुआ है, ये अमेजिंग अनाउंसमेंट्स हैं। उसको लेके रॉब काफी एक्साइटेड हैं क्योंकि उनकी टीम में ये बहुत सॉलिड इम्पैक्ट करेंगी और उनकी टीम बहुत एक्साइटेड है। सो रॉब को ये सारे अनाउंसमेंट बहुत अच्छे लगे। उन्होंने एक एक अनाउंसमेंट्स के बारे में बात की कि कैसे 50 LP से अब एक्टिवेशन होगा, कैसे आप 19 तारीख तक अपने लॉयल्टी पॉइंट्स इकट्ठे कर पाएंगे, कैसे आप फास्ट स्टार्ट से आपके पास अलग अलग मौके हैं यूएस जाने के या इंडिया में डेविड लिजनबी के साथ ये करने के लिए, डिनर करने के लिए। उन्होंने और क्वालिफिकेशन क्राइटेरियाज की बात की, कितना फ्लेक्सिबल हो गया है बिजनेस। सो वो सारे ही जो अनाउंसमेंट्स हैं रॉब ने एक एक करके टच किए और उन्होंने बताया कितना बेहतरीन ये चेंजेस हुए हैं इंडिया में, और वो काफी एक्साइटेड हैं। जब जेफ से पूछा गया कि उनकी सक्सेस स्टोरी का राज क्या है, तो उन्होंने एक सिंपल स्टेटमेंट से स्टार्ट किया कि 90 डे रन। उन्होंने बोला कि जब भी मैंने स्टार्ट किया है अपना बिजनेस, मैंने 90 डे तक अनडिवाइडेड अटेंशन उस बिजनेस को दिया है और वो फोकस दिया है। और उसके बीच में काफी लोग आए उनके पास जिन्होंने उन्हें पूछा कि आप हमारी कंपनी में आइए, आप हमारा प्लान सुनिए, ये बेहतरीन है। उन्होंने बहुत ही पोलाइटली मना किया। उन्होंने एक चीज बोली कि आप भी जानते हैं कि हमें फोकस करना जरूरी है। जब सामने वाले ने कहा यस, तो उन्होंने कहा बस मैं फोकस करना चाहता हूं और मैं इस बिजनेस को 3 महीने देना चाहता हूं। एक बहुत सॉलिड स्टेटमेंट है जहाँ जो मैंने अपने लीडर से भी सुना है, जो जेफ ने यूज किया, सक्सेस लव स्पीड। एंड यस, इट्स फैक्ट दैट अगर आपको सक्सेसफुल होना है तो आपको स्पीड अप करना पड़ेगा अपने बिजनेस को। उन्होंने 90 दिन के अंदर अपने फोन कॉल से 27 लोगों को पर्सनली रिक्रूट किया और 800 लोगों की टीम खड़ी की, सिर्फ 90 दिनों के अंदर। और उन्हें यूएस से फोन आया, उनको मैनेजमेंट से फोन आया कि आप टॉप के लीडर बन चुके हैं। ये उन्होंने 90 डेज में अचीव किया था। और वो तब जब उनके पास एक ट्रांसफर फैक्टर की बॉटल होती थी, उनके पास कुछ भी एप्लीकेशंस नहीं थी, ऑनलाइन ट्रैकिंग नहीं था, उनका सॉलिड कंपनसेशन प्लान नहीं था। बार बार जेफ ने एक चीज को टच किया है कि जो इंसेंटिव अभी हैं, जो अभी मिल रहे हैं कंपनसेशन प्लान, जो फास्ट स्टार्ट की जब बात की, जब उनसे पूछा गया कि फास्ट स्टार्ट के बारे में आप क्या सोचते हैं, तो उन्होंने बहुत ही क्लियर किया कि जो इंसेंटिव्स अभी आप लोगों को मिल रहे हैं, जो फास्ट स्टार्ट के बेनिफिट्स मिल रहे हैं, जो आपको ट्रिप्स मिल रही हैं, ये उस टाइम पे नहीं थी। एक सिंपल कॉम्पनसेशन प्लान था जो 3 लेवल पे काम करता था, जो जनरेशन इनकम पे काम करता था, और वो उस पे काम कर रहे थे। और वो सारी चीजें आज वर्ल्ड के सबसे बड़े और टॉप पोजीशन में पहुंचने में, वो शुरुआत जो की थी उन्होंने उन चीजों से की थी, और आज वो यहाँ बैठे हुए। उन्होंने बहुत क्लियरली कहा कि जब हमारे पास कुछ नहीं था और हम यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं, आपके पास बहुत कुछ है। आपके पास इंडिया में हुई अनाउंसमेंट्स हैं जिससे आपका बिजनेस आसान हुआ है, आपके पास ढेर सारा बेनिफिट और पैसा है, और आपके पास काफी सारे प्रोडक्ट्स हैं ट्रांसफर फैक्टर के अलावा भी, टू बिल्ड द बिजनेस। सो ये चीजें बहुत एनलाइटिंग थी, ये हमें पता है। पर जब जेफ से सुना हमने तो ये रियलाइज हुआ कि बहुत कुछ है ये बिजनेस करने के लिए। जेफ एक चीज को बार बार रिपीट करते रहे थे कि फोर लाइफ जैसी कंपनी उन्होंने नहीं देखी, जिसका बहुत सॉलिड कंपनसेशन प्लान है, जिसके पास एक ऐसे प्रोडक्ट हैं जिसका कोई कंपटीशन नहीं है। और ये बार बार जेफ और रॉब दोनों ने रिपीट किया अपने स्टेटमेंट में, जो बहुत एनलाइटनिंग था कि ये यूएस में रह के भी जानते हैं कि इंडिया की पोजीशनिंग, इंडिया में इतनी सारी कंपनियां होने के बावजूद भी आप किस कंपनी के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। रॉब से जब पूछा गया कि उनका इंडिया के लिए क्या विजन है, तो उन्होंने बोला कि मैं और जेफ हमेशा इसके बारे में बात करते रहते हैं, स्पेसिफिकली फोर लाइफ इंडिया के बारे में, कि इंडिया में कितना पोटेंशियल है, इतना इंडिया में कितना ग्रोथ है। उन्होंने ये चीज एक बोली जो मैंने आपको पहले भी रिपीट की, कि वो सिंपली एक चीज मैसेज पास ऑन करते हैं अपने टीम को कि आप जितना ग्रो करेंगे उतना हम आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे। सो उनका विजन क्लियर है कि आप जितना ग्रो करेंगे उतना आपको सपोर्ट मिलेगा, जितनी ट्रेनिंग चाहिए, जितनी मीटिंग चाहिए, वो करने को रेडी हैं आपके लिए। एक पर्सनल चैलेंज उन्होंने इंडिया लीडर्स को दिया है, एंड आई लव दैट चैलेंज रॉब व्हिच यू हैव गिवन टू इंडिया लीडर्स। रियली अप्रिशिएट दैट एंड वी विल आल्सो बी टॉकिंग अबाउट इट। एक पर्सनल चैलेंज रॉब ने इंडिया लीडर्स को दिया है कि आप 90 डेज के अंदर आप अपने बिजनेस को डबल कीजिए या रैंक अप कीजिए। अगर आप डायमंड हैं तो डायमंड एलीट जाइए, अगर आप सिल्वर हैं तो सिल्वर एलीट जाइए, अगर आपका वॉल्यूम 2000 एलपी है तो 4000 एलपी वॉल्यूम लेके जाइए। लेकिन 90 डे में उन्होंने एक पर्सनल चैलेंज आप सभी को दिया है, एंड ही वांट्स टू सी यू कि आप कैसे 90 डे में अपना बिजनेस डबल करते हैं, एंड ही विल सपोर्ट यू फॉर दैट। सो ये एक मैसेज जो रॉब ने दिया था। रॉब ने एक और मैसेज दिया कि वो आप लोगों को कन्वेंशन में देखना चाहते हैं, ब्रॉन्ज एंड अबव लीडर्स को जो कन्वेंशन आए, और रिक्वेस्ट किया है कि आप भी क्वालिफाई कीजिए एंड ही विल होस्ट यू देयर इन सॉल्ट लेक सिटी। ये एक चीज बोली है। दूसरी एक चीज रॉब ने बोली है कि फास्ट स्टार्ट कंपटीशन जो भी है उसमें उन्हें दिखता है कि इंडिया वुड बी द टॉप रीजन जहां पे फास्ट स्टार्ट कंपटीशन में होगा, चाहे वो रेंच कंपटीशन हो या डेविड लिजनबी को होस्ट करने का कंपटीशन हो। रॉब, आई वुड जस्ट लाइक टू टेल यू वन थिंग, when it comes to the David Lisenby ranch competition, there are three leaders from India. There are three direct sellers from India contesting very close to win that competition. And we are very proud of that, that there are three who are contesting very close. Of course, it will take 3 months to announce the winners. But yeah, we are in that list. And three of our leaders are in that list. So we are very happy and very proud. When the confidence you have on India team, I think it is rightly placed. So ये चीज क्या रहो।
Yeah, thanks, Vijay. That's great to know. I'll be following that closely. We'll talk about that some more, okay?
श्योर श्योर। सो ये मैं रॉब को वही बता रहा था कि तीन लोग ऐसे हैं जो इंडिया से काफी क्लोजली कॉन्टेस्ट में हैं रेंच कंपटीशन के लिए। सो यार आप भी लगे रहिए, हो सकता है आपको भी यूएस जाने का मौका मिले। अब आते हैं जो लास्ट सवाल जेफ से पूछा गया था, द क्लोजिंग कमेंट्स ऑफ जेफ। काफी इंस्पायरिंग चीजें जेफ ने बताई हैं। जेफ ने एक चीज बहुत ही सॉलिड बोली थी कि वो इतना हार चुके थे कि अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए फॉर्म लेने गए थे, और वो फॉर्म लेने के 7 महीने बाद उनकी लाइफ का टर्निंग पॉइंट आया, क्योंकि उन्होंने प्रोस्पेक्टिंग करना नहीं छोड़ा था। एक ही चीज थी जो उनको यहां तक लेके आई है, वो है कंसिस्टेंसी इन प्रोस्पेक्टिंग। उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छा मैसेज दिया है। उन्होंने कहा है कि कभी भी आपको वेल्दीएस्ट रिटेलर नहीं मिलेगा डायरेक्ट सेलिंग में। नेटवर्क इंडस्ट्री में अगर आपको अमीर बनना है और आपको सबसे बड़ा लीडर बनना है तो आप रिटेलिंग करके नहीं बन सकते, आपको प्रोस्पेक्टिंग करना पड़ेगा। आपको ये सुनने को मिलेगा कि वेल्दिएस्ट नेटवर्कर है, आपको ये कभी सुनने को नहीं मिलेगा वेल्दिएस्ट रिटेलर है इन दिस इंडस्ट्री। और ये बहुत अच्छा मैसेज है। ये बताता है कि हमें सक्सेसफुल होने के लिए कंसिस्टेंटली प्रोस्पेक्टिंग करनी पड़ेगी। हो सकता है ये आपका 1 महीने बाद टर्निंग पॉइंट हो। जेफ को 7 महीने लगे अपना टर्निंग पॉइंट होने में, हो सकता है आपके लिए 1 महीना हो, आपके लिए 2 महीने हो, आपके लिए 3 महीने हो, बट आपका टर्निंग पॉइंट जरूर आएगा अगर आप कंसिस्टेंटली प्रोस्पेक्टिंग कर रहे हैं। तो ये एक मैसेज दिया। एक बहुत अच्छी जेफ ने स्टोरी बताई मैकडोनल्ड्स की। मैकडोनल्ड बर्गर हर कोई जानता है कि सबने मैकडोनल्ड्स के बर्गर खाए हुए हैं। जेफ ने बताया कि मैकडोनल्ड्स के बर्गर को सक्सेसफुल बनाने के लिए जो दो भाई थे जो मैकडोनल्ड्स के बर्गर बेचते थे, उनका कोई हाथ नहीं है उसमें। वो सिर्फ बर्गर बेचते थे, उन्हें बर्गर बेचने में ही इंटरेस्ट था। उन्हें एक मिल्क शेक मशीन बेचने वाला इंसान मिला जिसने उन्हें आइडिया दिया कि ये एक बहुत बड़ी फ्रेंचाइज बन सकती है। उन्होंने माना नहीं, उन्होंने यही चीज बोला कि मुझे बेचने में इंटरेस्ट है। उस इंसान ने उनका नाम यूज किया, फ्रेंचाइजी क्रिएट की, और आज हम सब जानते हैं कि मैकडोनल्ड कहाँ पहुंच गया है। और जेफ ने यही चीज रिपीट की है कि फ्रेंचाइजी बनाइए, अपने लीडर्स बनाइए, प्रोस्पेक्टिंग बनाइए। रिटेलिंग जरूरी है, बट आपको वेल्दीएस्ट नेटवर्कर बनने के लिए और सक्सेसफुल नेटवर्कर बनने के लिए फ्रेंचाइजीज बनानी पड़ेंगी, आपको अपने जैसे लोग और लीडर्स बनाने पड़ेंगे। और वही राज है जेफ के सक्सेस का, और वही आपका सक्सेस हो सकता है। तो बहुत अच्छी एक स्टोरी थी। जेफ ने आप सबको इनवाइट किया है फिलीपींस, अगर आप आना चाहते हैं तो। अगर आप फिलीपींस जा रहे हैं तो जेफ जून 20 को फिलीपींस में है, फिलीपींस कन्वेंशन के लिए। अगर आप एक दिन पहले पहुंचते हैं तो जेफ आप सबके लिए वहां पे ट्रेनिंग रखना चाहते हैं। 1 डे ट्रेनिंग जेफ आपके लिए रखेंगे। और या और वो आपको वहां बुलाएंगे, और अगर आप जाते हैं तो वो आपके लिए ट्रेनिंग अरेंज करेंगे। तो फिलीपींस और बाकी की जो एक्यूरेट डेट्स है वो जेफ और ओलेनिया
So
आपके साथ
Vijay,
शेयर कर सकते
accurate dates hai mere paas, Vijay. It's
हैं। ओके,
29th June to 1st of July. Jeff
29
वहाँ
June
पर
to
है.
1st of July, Jeff will be there in
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, you're inviting on 28th, right, for the training?
Absolutely. And I'll be
Okay.
there actually for about 8 or 9 days. I'll
Okay.
get there early and then I'll stay there. We have a foundation event, Foundation for Life event. Jenna
Okay.
Lisenby is coming over for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 28 June is the date जहाँ पे आप जाके एक पूरे दिन का ट्रेनिंग ले सकते हैं जेफ से। जेफ इज वंडरफुल ट्रेनर, आपको बहुत अच्छी ट्रेनिंग दे सकते हैं, आपको बहुत अच्छी बारीकियों पे काम करना सिखा सकते हैं। सो ये एक ओपन इनविटेशन है आप सभी के लिए। सो ये हिंदी में कुछ पॉइंट्स थे जो जेफ और रॉब ने आप लोगों से बात की, आप लोगों से शेयर किए। Thank you, Shishi sir. Thank you, Rob, Alenia, and Jeff again for the wonderful messages and solid stories. I would like to go to few of our leaders to understand from that what is their favorite announcement, what do they get out of this, and what message they want to give to their team. So, Satingla ma'am is there. Is Satingla ma'am there? Yeah, Satingla ma'am, I can see you in that in this meeting. So, can you please unmute and share your feeling about the announcements we have done, and if you can share your message about these changes which we have done in India?
Yeah, it's really excited, and we are.
Ma'am, you need to unmute, please. Shabri, can you please unmute Satingla ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, go ahead. Satingla ma'am, please go ahead. I think there are some issues there. May I go to Rajendra ji? Rajendra ji, आप भी हैं कॉल पे? राजेंद्र जी? Okay, let's move to Dr. Amenla. Amenla ma'am, are you there on the call? Oh, Rajendra ji is there.
Northeast.
Yes, sir.
राजेंद्र जी, आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि ये अनाउंसमेंट के बारे में आपका क्या फीलिंग है, क्या मैसेज आप देना चाहेंगे सारी टीम को?
सर बहुत अच्छा लगा, अनाउंसमेंट जो भी है बहुत अच्छा है, और ये सभी को फायदा होगा इससे। और जो टारगेट में या जो डायमंड है वो डायमंड एलीट जा सकते हैं, और बहुत अच्छा लगा।
Good, good. So Rajendra ji has the message that he liked the announcement and he has focus on the diamonds and builders now. Those people can, grow, and these announcements will help them a lot. And बहुत अच्छा focus है. It's a very right target, Rajendra ji. When you will focus on these people at a builder and diamond and builder elite rank, I think the success will follow and everyone will be benefited from them. So very good target, and I think perfect focus. Dr. Amela, may I request you to please share your comments on these changes and how do you like, yeah.
A very good evening, everyone, and
Good
thank you
evening,
so
ma'am.
much thank you so much for arranging this meeting, and so nice to see our mentors, uh, Jeff, Rob, and Olinia there on the same frame. It's so nice having this meeting, and uh, like all this while, For Life has always been great. The product as well as the compensation plan, everything has been great all these years. But this year, especially, I'm really excited the way things, the new changes has been announced, and everything about it. I just can't choose any favorite one. So everything about the announcement, the new changes that has been done, it's all great. I hope that we all take advantage of it, and I hope that we all make 2024 our year of success in For Life and success in life. and not only the changes in the compensation plan, but the changes that we are bringing in with all the mentors here in the same frame. I'm really happy about this, because it's not that we are pitting one against the other, but um, uh, everything about business we learn from Jeff and Olinia, and we also learn from them about the products. But again, Dr. Rob, being from the medical background, there will be some people who may require his expertise. So I'm so happy that we are all coming together like this,
Yeah.
and I look forward that we all work together like this more.
Perfect, ma'am.
So
Thank you
thank you,
so much.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your message, ma'am. Thank you so much. May I request Akrish ji, अगर आप हैं call पे, can you please unmute and share your comments
I'm
about these
unmute.
announcements? Yeah, Akrish ji.
So, a very good evening, everyone. First, I'll say in English, and then afterwards, I'll speak in a little bit Hindi because a lot of my people are associated with this call. So, good morning, Rob and Jeff, Olnia, because I know that for you, the daytime, for us is the evening. And this convention, which I attended in US and Salt Lake City, it was amazing. A lot of announcement has come up, and we were cheering like anything that these changes will make a lot of impact in the global business. And where the India is concerned, the changes are giving immense impact. So I'm going to give the thought to all my distributors and the new people, those who are joining with us. They are really thrilled about to know that the company has begun this way. This is how the business is growing in the country. And where the 50 LP is concerned, then anybody can get the bonuses, because a lot of people are saying no, that product cost and the business plan is required this 100 LP to do it. So if 50 LP is coming in the process, then definitely it can be turning point. And we know that we can create a milestone in for life business. That is our promise. And with us, with me and the 6 people for the convention in America, and but this is my promise to the management that next year it will be completely double, triple. And that after the convention, I went to Rob's home, and it was really amazing experience. I already posted in the Facebook and all. People are so happy that this system of you applying, you got it. So even Jeff has invited me to come to his place. I told that one place I can go because of back to back we have to return to India, and the schedule was really packed. So it was really amazing experience, and I'm really happy to see the changes. And right now I'm in Guwahati. So if somebody is listening here, कुछ लोग अगर मुझे सुन रहे हैं, you won't believe, whole night I drive the car, reached to Lucknow, from Gorakhpur to Lucknow, and Lucknow, then I took the early morning flight, I reached to Guwahati to do the business meeting. And very shortly you'll see a lot of things will hear. So if you want to grow in the business, अगर आपको बहुत सफल होना है business में, तो आपको hard work तो करना पड़ेगा. जैसे अभी जैफ ने बोला कि 90 days का अगर आप जोड़े हैं, अभी 90 days का प्लान बनाइए, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को फोकस करिए, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को मिलिए, और आप आपकी दुनिया में बहुत सफल हो सकते हैं. देयर इज़ नो डाउट एट ऑल. और आज जो सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है आपको, पूरे दुनिया को सबसे ज़्यादा इम्यूनिटी की, तो इम्यून सिस्टम के बारे में अगर आप बात कर रहे हैं, तो बहुत सारे लोग आपको बहुत ज़्यादा शिद्दत से सुनने वाले हैं. देयर इज़ नो डाउट एट ऑल. So my success, he said that success need speed. So I'll believe in this particular word, that success need speed. So if you go with the speed, definitely you can grow a lot. So thank you very much giving me time to speak here.
Thank you,
And
Akrish.
thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Olenia, may I request you to close this meeting with your motivated words, your motivating words, and you've been trusting in the distributors of India for long. I know that you'll be supporting your team. I think you'll be the right person to close this meeting with. So go ahead. You are on mute, Olenia. Shabri, can you please help Olenia to unmute?
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, VJ. You know, I'm so proud of everyone here. You know, I have Zoom meetings with India all the time. You know, I just had one a couple of days ago, and you guys are amazing. When you look at the state of India, the country of India, and you put it in the US, you guys are huge. Think of the potential. Think of, you know, doubling it, because I know you can. It's just that you just have to push, you have to drive, just like Jeff says, you got to get that momentum. When you think of all the possibilities in India, wouldn't be awesome for you guys to come to the next convention in 18 months and walk through the stage 50, 100? That would be huge, maybe more. And just think about it, if you win that contest, to have David Lisenby in there. David Lisenby in India. You know, I'm thinking about, you know, David Lisenby in India. That means that I would have to go. I mean, I've got to go. Somehow I'm going to have to go. And Jeff is like, and Jeff is going to have to go. And Rob, of course, you're going to have to go. So think about, if you guys get to that point that you get David Lisenby in India, you're going to have the first gold elite in the company, the first platinum elite in the company, gold elite Rob. I mean, think about it. And the founder. Now, what do you have to do for us to go? You double it. You double your sales. You have the capability. You can do it. You know, the other day I had a Zoom meeting in person, someone here locally, and I was amazed that when I did that presentation, there were people there that are already in for life, but they didn't know about the products. Somebody just told them and they didn't know, they weren't educated, and they were all writing notes. You go, oh, we didn't know this. We got to order this. We got to order that. So, you know, the word of mouth, educating your customers is going to bring you more customers. Think about it. David Lisenby in India. You know, I still am thinking about what an amazing privilege that would be. And the world would be shocked for David Lisenby to go to India for a convention. Think about it. So anyway, I am so proud of everyone, every single one of you. I am privileged to be here with Rob, you know, Gold Elite, you know, Jeff, of course, you know, Dr. Walling, so many silvers, golds, you know, try to double your sales to make that possible. All right. So I will see you next time. We are here to support you. We are here always to support you and educate your customers. You know, I know that there's a lot of problems in making teams, but make it to make teams, not just do retail. Retail is great, but when you make teams, then you make teams solid. So I'll give it back to you, VJ.
Thank you, Olenia. And believe me, I'm manifesting that David Lisenby in India and you all three are here in India with him, and I'm sure that India will do it. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate your efforts, Chef, Olenia, and Rob, to be on this call and motivate all of us. Thank you, Shishir sir, for driving this call. A really wonderful call, and thank you so much, wonderful For Life India family. We'll see you soon, and we will connect with you soon. Take care. Bye. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.